Hello, viewers. My name is Zach Hardy, and this is my review. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, on there. Okay, there we go. Hello, viewers. Let me start over. Hello, viewers. My name is Zach Hardy, and this is my preview video of the WWE Live July 4th, 2015 Tokyo, Japan special entitled Beast in the East. It's supposed to be a house show. And I'm not sure whether it's an NXT special event or a WWE special event, but whatever it may be, the card is something you would see for a house show. And it's been taken as a house show, not as a WWE event. So therefore, since it is just a house show, the matches are not going to be like what you would see on Raw or SmackDown or any WWE pay-per-view. I went into looking up a little bit about it, and I noticed that it was billed as an NXT special. Now, the reason why I don't really believe it is an NXT special is because it only has one full NXT match. The other matches involve Lucha Dragons against Biggie and Xavier Woods. Lucha Dragons, of course, from NXT. Paige is involved in the Divas title match. She was from NXT. Neville was from NXT. And, of course, Kevin Owens and Finn Balor are from NXT. So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches on this card. It is supposed to take place at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on July 4th, 2015. I like the fact that they're putting in some performers that you don't see all the time, like on Raw or SmackDown. Like you don't see Diego used every single Raw or SmackDown. You don't see the Lucha Dragons used every single Raw or SmackDown. You don't see Brock Lesnar used every time. You don't see Chris Jericho on there. You don't see Finn Balor on Raw all the time. So you got some performers that aren't on Raw all the time or aren't on WWE programming all of the time. And it's obvious that it makes it obvious that this is a house show because you don't see them on Raw. They're not usually signed to a contract to perform on Raw or SmackDown. They're usually signed to a contract to perform on WWE house shows, and that would include people like probably Diego, Chris Jericho, of course, and possibly Kevin Owens. I'm sorry, not Kevin Owens, but I know Chris Jericho and possibly Diego. But whatever, I'm going to get into the matches. So I'm going in order of what I think will be best from what will be the worst matches, or not the worst matches on the card, but the least interesting matches on the card to the top build matches on the card. The least interesting match is John Cena and Dolph Ziggler versus Kane and King Barrett. The best match on the card, and hopefully what should be the main event, is for the NXT Championship. Kevin Owens defends the championship against Finn Balor. I also want to announce my brother may end up coming over to my house later today, so you may end up hearing him enter the house while this stream is going. But anyway, we jump into John Cena and Dolph Ziggler versus Kane and King Barrett. Things I don't like about this. First off, John Cena and Dolph Ziggler should not be a team, should not be a force. I apologize. They should not be a tag team, whether it's on a house show, whether it's on Raw, whether it's on SmackDown, whether it's on a pay-per-view. I don't like that. I know it's a house show, and I know that people like King Barrett and Kane are going to be a tag team, which I will get to in a second. I just don't like the fact that Cena and Dolph Ziggler are teaming up, and I don't like the fact that Kane and King Barrett are teaming up. One, Kane and King Barrett don't mix. Two, King Barrett is doing nothing. He's pretty much got nowhere to go. And three, they just don't seem like a tag team that you would see. Of course, you didn't see Kane and the Hurricane coming. You didn't see Kane and RVD coming. You didn't see those kinds of tag teams, but I don't see anything with Kane and King Barrett, and I don't see it going like it did with Hurricane and Kane or RVD and Kane or whatever, and Kane, or Daniel Bryan and Kane. Anyway, my prediction is that John Cena and Dolph Ziggler will win, because why would Kane and King Barrett win? King Barrett's doing nothing, and Kane doesn't really need a win. He's left a legacy in the WWE, and he's won enough matches. He's won enough world titles. Again, so many people can argue with that with John Cena, but of course they're going to have John Cena and also win because they're the faces, and why would you put the heels over when you could put the faces over on a house show? Yeah. Anyway, we go into the second match, which is Cesaro versus Diego. Diego is without Fernando, which is either Primo or Epico. Um, I don't know why. They're probably going to ring out the bull. Fernando may be out injured, and Cesaro's tag team partner, Tyson Kidd, is out injured for the next 14 months. So, of course, they were doing to do something with Tyson Kidd and Cesaro versus Diego and Fernando. But, of course, that fell down because Tyson Kidd was injured. So, Diego and Cesaro are facing off. I don't really mind the match. I don't pick this for the worst match because it makes, I mean, even though it doesn't make sense, it's not like it's just put together at the last minute. So, of course, with that comes my prediction, Cesaro to win. Why would Diego win? When Diego obviously doesn't need the win, he's not going to be doing anything. He and Fernando are not going to be doing anything. So, of course, Cesaro would also need the win because Tyson Kidd is injured. So, he needs to go and do something on his own until Tyson Kidd comes back, or this will be the start of his singles run. So, Cesaro to win that match. Next up, we have the Lucha Dragons versus Big E and Xavier Woods. It should be a great match. Kara and Kalisto should be doing a lot of high-flying maneuvers, a lot of those moves that you wouldn't normally see, kind of like Adrian Neville does the Red Arrow. That's kind of his trademark. Lucha Dragons, right now, high-flying moves that you don't usually see, or even moves that you don't normally see, are their kind of staple. So I was kind of torn on this. I was thinking, all right, well, Lucha Dragons can win this way, or Big E and Xavier Woods can win this way. But in order to have a successful prediction, I have to really go with in the minds of the WWE and their creative team. So I'm going to go with Big E and Xavier Woods to win. Oh, yes, Xavier Woods was also a product of NXT, and as was Big E. So completely forget about them when I saw off this preview. But anyway, I've got Big E and Woods to win. The reason why I think the Lucha Dragons would win would be because maybe they would try to push them as a tag team, maybe push them into the tag team division, championship picture. And then again, they're doing the same thing with Big E and Xavier Woods. And by the time that comes up, Big E and Xavier Woods are still going to be in the WWE Tag Team Championship picture. They're already facing the primetime players at Battleground for the Tag Team Championships. So obviously they need some momentum going into that match. That's why Big E and Xavier Woods will more than likely win this match. The Lucha Dragons, I don't think they're going to look weak. They may end up looking strong. I just think that the WWE, of course, since they don't usually do long-term planning, I don't think they have a long-term plan for the Lucha Dragons. So they're going to have them lose and then come back a little bit later when they have some kind of storyline or some kind of feud or anything ready for the Lucha Dragons. And that's why I think Big E and Xavier Woods will win right now. They need the momentum going into their match against the primetime players for the WWE Tag Team Championships at Battleground. Not to mention that, and they also are one of the most over tag teams in the company right now. Of course, Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods of the New Day. Excuse me, very successful tag team, also very agile, excuse me, not agile, but over with the crowd. I don't know why I said agile. They're over with the crowd in a negative way. Of course, they're being booed, and that's the way they should be reacted to because they are heels. But I think they need the momentum going into Battleground. Not to mention, they also have a feud right now or a storyline planned right now, so they need to continue with momentum. Next match for the Divas Championship. I know some of you may be surprised that I saved it till the fourth thing to talk about, but whatever. Triple threat for the Divas Championship. Nikki Bella defends the title against Naomi and Paige. My prediction is for Nikki Bella to win because as much as I want to see Paige or Naomi win, I have a feeling they're going to continue to build Nikki Bella up to be that person to break AJ Lee's record, and once she does, they'll give the title to probably Paige, but also maybe Naomi. But I mean, I would be surprised if the Bella Twins lost the Divas Championship before Nikki Bella broke AJ Lee's record, and it wasn't like the call was reversed. It's like Paige or Naomi won the Divas Championship from Nikki Bella before the whole thing ended, or before AJ Lee's record reign ended. That would just be a surprise to me because I have a feeling they're going to build Nikki Bella to break AJ Lee's record of 295 days as the Divas champion. and that record will probably be broken in August or September, so about a month or two away. Um, Anyway, I've got Nikki Bella to win. Naomi, I think they could possibly build her up to be a dominant Divas champion, especially with the new attitude she has. I have a feeling they're only putting her in there because you have to either fill time or make the match interesting and not just have Paige versus Nikki Bella again. And Paige, I don't feel like she would win it because, I mean, even though she's a great performer, she does deserve it. I have a feeling they don't want her to end Nikki Bella's run. I think they want somebody. I mean, if they may have her break Nikki Bella's run after she's beaten AJ Lee's record, but until then, I don't see Paige winning back the Divas Championship and becoming a 3-time Divas champion. So Nikki Bella to win that match. Next match, all right. So this is probably going to be a killing or a kill match, and of course I saved this for number 5 because it has Brock Lesnar in it. But Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston. Yes, this is the match. This is an official match on the official Beast in the East card. Beast in the East card. Kofi Kingston will face Brock Lesnar. Of course, it's probably going to be a squash match unless the New Day gets involved. In that case, Brock Lesnar will probably face a little bit of a challenge. I mean, if you want to match up him against Big E, I don't think Xavier Woods or Kofi Kingston could do much to Brock Lesnar unless it's jump off of the fucking roof onto him. I don't think that's going to do anything. I think Brock Lesnar is going to win. He's got the WWE Championship match against Seth Rollins at Battleground, and at that point in time, it'll be 15 days before their match at Battleground, so they need to give Brock Lesnar some momentum heading into their match, especially even if he's going to lose. They need to give you a reason to think, oh, Brock Lesnar can still kick Seth Rollins' ass and win the WWE title. They want you to make it. They want it to be believable. They want you to believe that Brock Lesnar can beat Seth Rollins, so they're going to give him the momentum into Battleground. So that's why Brock Lesnar is going to beat Kofi Kingston. And not only that, but the prediction is, I mean, why would you have Kofi Kingston beat Brock Lesnar? Why would Kofi Kingston be able to beat Brock Lesnar, even if it was with help with Big E and Xavier Woods helping him out? How would Brock Lesnar not be able to stop Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E? That's my thought on that. If Big E, or if John Cena, Superman, could not beat Brock Lesnar, even when he had 2 chances in a row, then why would Big E be that person who's in a tag team right now? He's a heel, right now, and he's not Superman. He's not number 1 in the company. So Brock Lesnar is definitely going to win this match. And if he doesn't, I'd be surprised. But then again, with the predictions, you need to think, all right, how would the WWE book that? And which one would need the momentum going into Battleground? Which one would need the momentum, period? So anyway, next match is Neville versus Chris Jericho. This should be a great match. Chris Jericho and Rob Van Dam are the 2 people that were 2 performers in the WWE who are put on TV and put into a storyline feud to put somebody over. They don't need any more wins. They're getting older. Rob Van Dam is like 44 or 43. Chris Jericho is like 41 or 42. So, and not to mention, Chris Jericho has his band to tour with while the time WWE is going year-round. And Rob Van Dam, he needs some time to blaze. And of course, I know what blazing is because I'm subscribed to Let's Play. Well, not that shouldn't be the reason. But Ray Narvaez Jr.'s catchphrase was "Just Blaze," or one of his catchphrases was "Just Blaze." And I looked it up. I found out it's meeting. So for those of you who want to know that, Google "Just Blaze" or "Blaze It Up." I'm saying I know what that means, but whatever. But Chris Jericho is one of those people signed to a house show contract, not usually Raw or SmackDown. And if he is signed to a contract with Raw or SmackDown, or to fight on Raw or SmackDown, it's usually to put somebody over in a feud, like Bray Wyatt or Randy Orton, whoever it may be. And Neville is just shining at leaving NXT and going to the WWE main roster. So, of course, Neville needs some of that momentum, which is why Chris Jericho is going to put over Neville. My prediction is that Neville is going to beat Chris Jericho. It'll be clean. Of course, Chris Jericho is a face. If you want to consider him a face right now, you can consider him a face. He's not a heel. And so is Neville. Chris Jericho is a face and Neville is a face. So it's not like you can have the heel beat the face or the face beat the heel. It's not like that's one of the cases. It's a face versus face match, and Neville is, of course, new to the WWE roster, so they're not going to have Chris Jericho beat him and make him lose all momentum that he has. So my prediction is for Neville to win. Final match on card, main event, hopefully the main event for the NXT Championship. Kevin Owens defends the NXT Championship against Finn Balor. Kevin Owens is on the main roster. He's fighting on Raw. He's fighting on SmackDown. He's fighting John Cena. He's in a rivalry with John Cena. It seems as though his time with NXT is done. So is his feud with Samoa Joe, and so is his feud with Sami Zayn. So is his feud with probably Hideo Itami. So is his feud with Alex Riley. And now he's got his feud with John Cena to focus on. And of course, since he's going to be facing John Cena at Battleground for the WWE United States Championship, it's pretty obvious that Kevin Owens is being built up to beat John Cena and take that United States Championship away from him, because if he doesn't, not only will it derail Kevin Owens' momentum, but who is going to be able to beat John Cena for the United States Championship? If Kevin Owens could not beat John Cena for the WWE United States Championship, then who else would? Brock Lesnar? No. Even though he can beat John Cena by himself, or even with help, he'll be able to beat John Cena even by himself. Why would he go for the United States Championship? It makes no sense. So, of course, Kevin Owens is being built to beat John Cena with the United States Championship. And who else would be able to take the United States title away from him? Zack Ryder? No. Damian Sandow or Mandow? No. Curtis Axel? No. The Miz? No. I'm just keep trying to think. I'm trying to continue to think. Stardust or Cody Rhodes? No. Goldust? No. Fucking who else is around? Fucking Ryback? No. Big Show? Fucking John Cena's beaten Big Show almost every single time he's faced him, so no. CM Punk, he's not even in the WWE. No. Daniel Bryan, injured? No. Kevin Owens needs to beat John Cena, and I feel like Vince McMahon knows that, and he's being smart with this, so he's just going to have John Cena beat, Kevin Owens beat John Cena. And of course, that means Kevin Owens would hold the NXT Championship and the United States Championship if he beat Finn Balor at this match and it's pay-per-view. So he'd be holding the NXT title on Raw and SmackDown while he's not in NXT, which is why Finn Balor is going to take away that NXT Championship from Kevin Owens. As much as I love both of these performers, they are great performers, great characters, amazing. Finn Balor is very mysterious. He's very charismatic. He's got a hint of Jeff Hardy in him. He's also got a hint of John Cena's never submitting, never giving up, feel. He's got that relentlessness that Triple H had. He's got the whole ability to carry a character like The Undertaker. And I think he'd be able to carry this whole demonic character or demon Finn Balor character for a long time. The fans continuing to have it get over and everything. So, and then Kevin Owens, he's a big trash talker, a big mouth, who also knows how to cut a promo. I know he used to have trouble with cutting promos, and he wasn't the best. He was nowhere near the best, especially during his time with Ring of Honor and other promotions that he fought for. But I know that Kevin Owens is better at cutting promos now. He's better on the mic, of course. He's better at trash talking. He's better at connecting with fans, and I think Kevin Owens is going to be over and really be something special on the main roster now. So, of course, Kevin Owens is transitioning to the main roster. I don't know what this means for his feud with Sami Zayn, consider that's his biggest feud. Samoa Joe's second, but maybe bringing Samoa Joe to the main roster. I don't see that happening right now. But Sami Zayn, I think they're going to bring him back to the main roster, maybe a month after he comes back and fights on NXT for a little while, goes to the main roster, feuds with Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. I think that's the way he should build it up. And after John Cena loses to Kevin Owens at Battleground, I don't think John Cena needs another match. He's also said if he loses the United States Championship, he's not going to ask for another rematch. So that's that. Kevin Owens will beat John Cena in a feud, and that will be what takes him higher and higher and higher and higher and higher in the main roster. And Finn Balor will fill in for Kevin Owens' shoes on NXT as the NXT champion, and then he'll go into his own feuds and continue to be a face because he's over with the crowd, and Triple H knows that. So my prediction is for Finn Balor to beat Kevin Owens and win the NXT championship, and then Kevin Owens will go to the main roster, will finally be on the main roster permanently, and well, I say permanently. Hopefully, it'll be permanent and not have to go. He won't have to go back down to NXT, but he'll be on the main roster. He'll win the United States Championship, and he'll go in his own direction, in his own feuds with that until Sami Zayn comes over and then faces Kevin Owens for the United States Championship or in a feud. That's the way that I feel they're going to book it. Of course, if they start Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they're going to have to explain this whole feud in pros or different storylines. Because many people have not watched NXT, so they don't know what's going on with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And this feud with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will have to be figured out by them, through promos if they don't have the WWE Network or they don't watch NXT. Then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to have to cut promos and bring their whole feud up in promos and during their feud. On the main roster, so that way the people who don't watch NXT and have not watched NXT will know what's going on. So that's the way they're going with that. And I hope Sami Zayn goes to the main roster soon. He may be out until the end of the year with the shoulder surgery. We don't know yet. But when he does return, I have a feeling he's going right to the main roster because that was his plan. Kevin Owens was not really booked to be on the main roster yet. He kind of had to fill in for Sami Zayn because Sami Zayn got injured in his match against John Cena. It was a legitimate injury. It wasn't anything fake. It wasn't anything scripted. And I found that out a few weeks ago. Excuse me. And I feel as though it's important for Sami Zayn to come back healthy and then go back to the main go up to the main roster because that is A, what he deserves, and B, what he was deserving of before he got injured. And it wasn't ironic that he got injured before he was going to the main roster because, I mean, even though when people get injured, when they are fighting, and they are getting set up for a push, it's not rare that they end up getting injured before they get their full push. And that's what happened with Sami Zayn. That's what happened with Daniel Bryan in his title picture. That's what happened to Bad News Barrett. That's what happened to a lot of people, especially even in the Attitude Era. So, hopefully Sami Zayn will be able to come back better than ever with a healthy shoulder and face Kevin Owens on the main roster. And Finn Balor will do whatever he does on the NXT roster, possibly starting a feud with Ryan. I'd be interested in that. But that's just, the way it's going to stand. And that's the way I think it's going to stand. So predictions, John Cena and Dolph Ziggler to beat Kane and King Barrett, Cesaro to beat Diego, the New Day, represented by Big E and Xavier Woods, to defeat the Lucha Dragons of Sin Cara and Kalisto, Nikki Bella to defeat Naomi and Paige to retain the Divas Championship, Brock Lesnar to defeat Kofi Kingston, or to defeat New Day represented by Kofi Kingston, Neville to defeat Chris Jericho, and Finn Balor to defeat Kevin Owens and win the NXT Championship. So those are my predictions. Thank you for watching. The machine's gonna get it. So that was my predictions or my preview video for the WWE Live July 4th, 2015 Japan special entitled Beast in the East. Quick plug: if you want to send a question and would like to have it answered on the Hardy Yak Wrestling Podcast, episode number 3, this upcoming Tuesday, which will be 4 days away, please send it to unitards@gmail.com. Look at my channel name. That is my email, except unitards has one more Z. So it's unitard with 2 Z's at the end @gmail.com. Send a question there and I will answer it in the next podcast. So guys, thank you for watching. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe for more. I'm Zach Hardy, signing off. Oh, one quick thing before I say that. I will not watch the special live, especially considering I live in Connecticut, so I'm on Eastern Standard Time schedule, and it's going to be at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I don't want to get up to watch that. So I'm going to watch it back, and I will put up a review later on after I watch the pay-per-view or the event. So there's that. I will put up a review on it. So just wait. You can watch and wait for the review. Because it will be out. So whether you watch it live or whether you don't watch it live, I will put out a review for it. So anyway, thank you for watching. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe for more. I'm Zach Hardy, signing out.